Heyo, we are back at the Hey BigHead Show, and I am super excited because today we have Greyson Bos, who I have been dying to get on this show for so long. So,
yes, sir.
Grayson, thank you
Thank you for having me, sir.
For being here.
It's a pleasure to be here.
You are another referral from our boy Michael Richter from way back in episode 1. And I've seen your videos online, and you are so talented. And on top of that, you have such a great style. Like you have the rock star look, and I love that.
Thank you. It's been cultivated over probably 2 decades. I appreciate that. And I'm not the only one who gets credit for that. There's another person sitting right over there who gets a lot of credit for me looking, as you say, rock starish. And also, shout out, Mike. Appreciate the referral, sir.
Shout out to Mike. And who is your stylist?
Andrea Kay out of Nashville, Tennessee, who also happens to be my girlfriend.
Son of a gun. Look
Thank
at that.
you.
Love that. Grayson, how long have you been here in Vegas? Are you born and raised, or what's your deal?
So I'm actually from Grand Rapids, Michigan,
Okay.
originally, home of Anthony Kiedis and Gerald Ford, and that's about it. Oh, and Floyd Mayweather. That's about it.
I love the similarities between all three of them.
Yeah, I'm kind of like equal mix of all 3 of those people.
I see a little Gerald in you.
Yeah, and some Floyd too. So Grand Rapids, Michigan. I moved here when I was 22. So I've been here about 7.5 years now.
Why'd you move to Vegas?
I had a manager that I was working with at the time with my original music who just thought I had kind of reached, I was a big fish in a little pond.
Sure.
In Grand Rapids, and he felt it was necessary for both my career and my ego if I go swim to a different tank and become a small fish in a bigger pond.
What's the music scene like there in Michigan?
It's cool. It's very DIY.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of different type of music, very folky. A lot of like indie pop rock. There's some really good artists out there. At least there were when I was there. I really don't know as much since I've been gone, but I'm really lucky to have grown up there. Just get like because Grand Rapids is unique in that like it's the second biggest city behind Detroit in Michigan, but it still has that small town vibe, and so I kind of got the best of both worlds.
Do you feel like some of your music right now today is influenced from your
100%?
Really?
I went back home for Christmas this past Christmas, and was kind of showing Andrea around where I grew up.
Sure.
And even me just driving through there was like it brought it home to me like, oh yeah, these streets, these houses that I've driven past hundreds of times in my life, maybe not so much recently, but like growing up, like they live in my music somewhere. Like there's echoes of all of that, the park, the swings at the park, all that stuff. Yeah, so it's very much a big part of what I do.
How'd you get into music?
So when I was like 3 or 4, my parents went their separate ways. And every summer, my dad and my mom had primary custody. But when I was with my dad in the summer, we'd take these 2-week-long trips like to a different part of the U.S. Mm-hmm. So like, for instance, like one summer we went to the Badlands and the Dakotas and stuff and Mount Rushmore. And another summer we went to the East Coast, like the Northern Appalachian Trail and stuff like that. And for every trip, my dad would buy us like 3 or 4 CDs to listen to on these super long drives that we would do. My dad and I are like friggin' road warriors. Yeah. Like I was putting in 16-hour days as a passenger at like 6 years old and not having to stop. But we would have these different CDs, and they were from bands like the Beatles, U2, Counting Crows, The Clash, The Cure. So like that was a lot of the stuff that I grew up on. And so I would start, over time, I started singing along, as you do, in the car.
Of course. And
then, when we would pull over, I have this very vivid memory of walking into a McDonald's as like a 4-year-old and like humming Yellow Submarine. Mm-hmm. And my dad hates that this is what happened because he hates the song Yellow Submarine, like with a passion. But that's really the song to me that like started the whole journey, because that is the first time my dad was like, I could see like a light bulb go on in his head, like, oh, this kid's got a good ear for melody and he can sing a little bit.
It's so funny how parents can get their children into music. I have a memory of my dad and I. He had the convertible, top down, driving down PCH in California, rocking out to Led Zeppelin, and that's when I really got into at least classic rock.
Absolutely,
Brian. I believe you kind of had a moment with your dad too of just connecting with your parents over the music that they grew up with. So I love that. That's a great story. Thank you for sharing that with me. You're here. You're going to do a couple songs for us, right?
Yes, sir. I'm going to do, I think, 3 songs off my upcoming EP. That'll, I'm going to release the songs one at a time, but they'll culminate in like a 4-song EP. Yeah, just wanted to kind of like kick this off, this next phase. And I thought, where better to do it than at Hey BigHead.
Hey, how about that? What's the first song you're going to do for us?
First track I'm going to do for you is the next single I'm going to be releasing sometime. I haven't picked a date yet, but it'll be sometime in the next 2 months.
Love it.
And it's called Don't Forget to Smile.
Let's do it.
All right, there's the reverb mic. I could talk to my younger self, I'd tell him how good it can be. I don't think I listen to someone else, but I think I listen to me. You got to chew it up before you spit it out. Living is little bubble gum. I don't mean to preach, I know life is a beach, but you need a walk in the summer sun. Nobody said it was easy. Guess no one said it would be this hard either. No, it ain't always been breezy. But hey, you made it this far. You're alive. Don't forget to smile. It's alright once in a while. If I could listen to my last breath, hope I'd have something to say. Something like Alan Watts on math, something that felt like Gray. Like, go get it on, bang the big dang gong, live it up like a monk in a see-through thong. Better have a good time, 'cause you can't rewind like you just did to make sure you heard the last line right. Nobody said it was easy. I guess no one said it would be this hard. No, it ain't always been easy. Hey, you made it this far. And you're alive. Don't forget to smile. It's alright. Once in a while. It's alright. Just take the ride. Every single mile. 'Cause you're alive. Don't forget to smile. If I could talk to my younger self, I'd tell him how good it can be. 'Cause you're alive. Don't forget to smile. It's alright. Once in a while. It's alright. Just take the ride. Every single mile. 'Cause you're alive. Don't forget to smile. 'Cause you're alive. You're alive. Don't forget to smile.
Dude, are you kidding me? Andrea with the kazoo assist too. Well done. Well done. Man, I am so amazed with the amount of talent that we have here in Las Vegas. Like, it blows my mind that all of these incredible artists and performers and songwriters are here in this small city of ours. Dude, that was incredible.
Thank you so much, man. I'm really glad you liked it.
Have you performed that live elsewhere too?
I've been starting to slip it into the sets that I do around town, but no grand reveal or anything like that. Kind of working on it, workshopping it live, because you can record a song all you want, but it kind of takes a life of its own when you play it live.
Does she help with the kazoo when you're playing it live?
This is the first time I've used the kazoo, so
great! I love that.
Yeah, this is maybe the first step of a longer journey that we'll embark upon.
A big head exclusive with
Absolutely.
the kazoo. I'm so excited. What's that song about?
The seed for that song was planted back in 2021. I was visiting my friend in Los Angeles at the time, and I took a morning walk before he woke up around the neighborhood, and don't have a lot of experience in LA, so I was just kind of wandering around his neighborhood, and I saw this stone in somebody's front yard, and it was painted yellow with a smiley face on it, and it said, "Don't forget to smile." And when you're a songwriter, you hear little expressions like that, little phrases like that, and some of them, your ears perk up, and you think, I think that would make a good song. I always kind of think of songs like cartoon characters, where I want them to have a very kind of almost over-the-top personality to them, and very unique and distinct. I don't ever want any of my songs to get confused for each other. Mm-hmm. And that message and that memory associated with that song, just always stuck with me. And so as I started working on this new batch of songs that I'm going to be coming out with, I thought that would be a really good first statement.
Inspiration comes from everywhere.
Absolutely.
It's incredible where you can just have this inspiration kind of spark and then have it snowball and turn into something like this incredible friggin' song you just did.
Yeah, that gestated for 3 years basically.
Wow.
Where it was just that was it, just the title, and then now it's a full song.
What's the next song you're gonna do for us?
Well, the next song I'm gonna do is one that is pretty recent, and it's called "When I Find You." It's as I've alluded to several times. There's kind of a dark period in the middle there.
Do you want to talk about it?
Yeah, let's. I'm happy to. I've been performing kind of full time in Vegas for 4 or 5 years.
Okay.
And that's been great. I mean, talk about a day job, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I get to go around and play music for people and make people happy, and do what I love to do. Mm-hmm. One of the things I didn't necessarily foresee happening was after a certain amount of time, the thing that you love the most in the world kind of starts to feel like work.
Yep.
And you kind of lose the passion for it, which is ultimately why there are 7 years between my first album and what's going to be my second album.
Sure.
There was a lot of me wandering through the wilderness there. And as a lot of people, especially in this town, fell to the drink a little bit and some other stuff. And kind of had to wade my way out of there. I'll be sober fully for like a year in a couple months. So that's
incredible,
that's cool.
Dude. Well done.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
How'd you get out of it? What helped?
I just got sick of making a fool of myself, really. I would just wake up a lot of mornings and be like, oh my God, did I really say that, or did I really do that? I just didn't like who I was. I was impulsive, and
do you feel like it happened because of the scene that you were in, always being around people, drinking?
Oh, absolutely. I still have to fight off drinks every night at my gigs, because let's say somebody comes and they really like what I'm doing, but they don't have cash on them.
Right, they'll buy you a drink.
And so it's made me really resolute in my sobriety.
Yeah.
And I like who I am better when I'm in control of myself. So
that's great.
That's been great. But to go back to the song, there was like a 3-year long period where I was like really, really lonely. And then you throw drugs and alcohol on top of that, and it's just like not a good combo. And I remember kind of at the lowest point of that, I was really feeling like not sticking around. And I was at a really low point. And I wrote this song that just came out of me. I like vomited it out all at once. And it was a song, it was weirdly hopeful for how hopeless I was feeling. And I think that's why it means so much to me, because it was like really a light in the dark for me to get me to where I am now.
I'm glad you're here, man. That's tough to deal with when you're in your mid-20s, especially. You're so young, and to have that feeling, that's tough. So I'm glad you're here, and I appreciate you sharing that story with me.
Yeah. Well, and the best part is, when you hear the song, it'll make sense. Yeah. But the song has been resolved.
Good. Let's hear it. Go for it.
I've been dreaming with the lights on, and I've been talking in my sleep, wondering when I'll find the right one, love I finally get to keep. 'Cause I've never known this kind of lonely. It's this desperate ache that just won't go away. I don't know where, but I know you're out there, and I know that you'll be worth the wait. I can close my eyes, and though I can't picture your face, I can visualize everything in its place and just the way you taste. When I find you, cause it's getting bad out here without you. I ain't doing too well on my own. I'm not scared of pain, and I'm not afraid of dying. I'm just terrified of dying alone. I can close my eyes, no, I can't fix your face. I can visualize everything in its place and just the way you taste. I know I gotta hang on, yeah. I gotta hang on tight. Just hope you won't be too long. You won't be too long, right? Yeah, I just gotta stay strong. Always remember, I'll wait as long as it takes for forever. I can close my eyes, no, I can't picture your face. I can visualize everything in its place and just the way you taste. I can close my eyes, no, I can't picture your face, yeah, yeah. I can visualize everything in its place, just the way you taste. When I find you, when I find you, when I find you, when I find you, when I find you. All right.
Man, I don't know how you write songs like that. To experience what you experience and to turn that into a beautiful song like that. Like, my God, dude.
I love that song. It means a lot to me. It helped me, like, because you hear it and it is such a hopeful, like, the whole bridge where it's like, I just gotta hang on basically through this tough period. And I'm glad that I did, because I found her. So the situation has been resolved, people.
Good.
No need to worry about me. But I'm glad I had to go to that place to write that song.
What are some bands that you kind of use as an influence in some of your music?
Some of my favorite bands are, like, I love U2. I love, like, the big anthemic feel of their big songs, you know.
Sure.
The universality, if that's a word.
It is now.
But yeah, of you know, like One or I still haven't found what I'm looking for. Like, basically that last song was just my version of I still haven't found what I'm looking for.
Sure.
Counting Crows. I love Adam Duritz's wordplay and the pictures that he paints. with words. I like the rawness of Nirvana, and Kurt was a great melody writer. I love the Beatles. I've always loved the Beatles, but their chord progressions and their songs were always so complex that like they were never really a direct influence on my music. But the songs I've been writing more recently, I've been kind of diving into more complex chord progressions now. So that's been exciting. Gorillaz came around at like the perfect time for someone my age because it kind of combined like my two favorite things at the time, which was pop music, like good music, and cartoons.
Yep.
So it's like it made sense to me immediately. And if you listen to Gorillaz, especially like those first 3 albums, that's what I mean when I talk about like every song has its own distinct personality. If you listen to those first albums, like every single song, there's no way you can get them confused with another song. And so they have lives and personalities of their own.
Take me back to the chord progression you were talking about with the Beatles. Elaborate that a little bit more.
Yeah, so like let me grab this guitar real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
The Beatles have just really weird chord progressions in that like there's not a lot of repeating that goes on. Like it'll be like A, G, F, C, D, like it just, there's so many different chords and there's no real repetition of it. There is, but it's just very sophisticated chord writing and songwriting. And I think at first that's like really intimidating, but then as you hone your craft a little bit, you can kind of dive into that, or at least in my case. And I know little bits and pieces of music theory, but not a ton. So that also can be really intimidating to walk into. The only ones I play when I gig are the easy ones.
Like what? What's an easy Beatles song?
Easy Beatles song would be like Nowhere Man. Like he's a real nowhere man, sitting in his nowhere land, making all his nowhere plans for nobody. And then the nowhere man, please listen, you don't know what you're missing. Nowhere man, the world is at your command. And like it's just those 2 parts, and that's the whole song.
Are you more of a Lennon guy or a McCartney guy?
That's
or Harrison.
Really
or
don't get me started on George.
Or Ringo.
I've been in bands with Georges before. And they want to write one good song and then take all the credit. When Lennon and McCartney wrote like 98% of the good songs by the Beatles.
Do you think they would still be as big today if they came out today?
If they were produced, like that movie that came out a few years ago, Yesterday, I think it was called, where everybody forgets that the Beatles existed, and then this guy like introduces the Beatles catalog. He's the only one who remembers. I think they would. Like those songs are so amazing and like timeless.
Timeless.
As far as between Paul and John, I got to give the nod as much because I love John, and I actually kind of like John's solo work after the Beatles better than Paul's.
Really?
But as far as productivity during the Beatles years, it's got to go to Paul. Like he was the taskmaster for sure. And if you just stack up the number of hits that he wrote versus John, he does have John beat by like 8 songs or 10 songs or something like that.
That'll be a debate that wages on for centuries and centuries.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Absolutely. And his melody writing is like insane. Like he, to me, is the greatest pop songwriter of all time. Like hands down, not even close.
So before we go into your last song, I want to ask you about your songwriting.
Yeah, some songs start with words. A lot of songs start with music first, and then me toiling and toiling and toiling over making the words sing pretty. It's just different every time. Some songs come to life in the studio. Some songs come to life just me and an acoustic guitar. Some songs come to life jamming with people. No 2 songs are alike. To me, you got to have a personal attachment to the songs you write, or else nobody's going to, if you don't believe it, nobody else is going to believe it, you know? So, I want writing songs to be hard in the sense that I got to reach down and pull out something true inside of me and show the world something aside of me. But then again, everybody has their own way of doing things. That's just my personal belief with it.
Well said, dude. What's the last song you're going to do for us?
Well, this last song that I'm going to play is a song that has morphed and changed and grown. It's a song called Young and Invincible, and it's a song that I first, the first draft of it I did when I was 19 or 20. The original lyrics were written by a 19-year-old, and so I revisit certain lyrics. I kept the same, like the chorus has always been the chorus, and the bridge more or less has always been the bridge. But the verses, I wanted to bring in the perspective of a 29-year-old. So this is a song that has had a long life and has worn many different outfits, and I actually I want to dedicate this song to my friend Ryan, who passed away a couple days ago, and yeah, he knew this song when it was a little younger, and he always liked this one. So yeah, Young and Invincible.
Well said.
17, had a dream of me. Promised we would never grow up. We'd always be the same unshakable kids. 21, we could run, but the sun was setting. It was time to grow up. And in the end, that's what we did. Just like that, we were a memory. But I won't forget what you meant to me. Don't forget I meant something to you too. When we were young, we were invincible. We had our fun, things were so simple. We made love, got so high. We watched the sun set in the sky. We were running, we were crying, 'cause we finally found a place we belong. A place we belong. 25, still alive, asking why the hell we ever grew up, and wondering if you felt the same. 29, feeling time slipping by, wishing that we never grew up, yeah. 'Cause baby, it ain't nothing but a shame. 'Cause just like that, we were a memory. I won't forget what you meant to me. Don't forget I meant something to you too. When we were young, we were invincible. We had our fun, things were so simple. We made love, got so high. We watched the sun set in the sky. We were running, we were crying, 'cause we finally found a place we belong. A place we belong. Never forget those nights. If you never forget the way I touched, I'll never forget those times. If you never forget to miss that rush, I'll never forget those nights. If you never forget the way I touched, I'll never forget those times. If you never forget when we were young, we were invincible.
Brian's going to hate me for this, but I'm standing up for this. That was unbelievable.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Dude.
Appreciate it.
Wow. So let me get this straight. 19-year-old and 29-year-old
Yeah, that's a...
Grayson wrote that?
Here, let me get back to the mic.
A little combination of the two?
Yeah, that's that's basically a conversation between a 19-year-old me and a 29-year-old me.
Fucking beautiful. Dude.
Like the 29-year-old coming in and being like, "You didn't know shit."
Oh my God. I don't even know what to say. I'm exhausted after hearing that. It was such a great fucking song.
Thank you, bro. I really
even
appreciate
that part.
that.
What do you call that? Like when you just like you do the part.
Yeah, so that's called the bridge. That's kind of like the climax of the song.
Yeah. I felt that. I
yeah.
definitely felt that.
Yeah, I was channeling Ryan with that note for
Love
sure.
that. Where can people find you here in Vegas?
As far as where I'm playing?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I'm playing all over the place. I am super busy for the next few months. You can find me at places like Green Valley Ranch, MGM Grand, Aria, Ferguson's Downtown, Eureka, a lot of different places. I post my schedule every month on Instagram and on my Linktree.
What's your Instagram?
Just Greyson Bos, my name. That's GreysonBos.
Rumor has it that you're not going to be living in Vegas for too much longer. Is that right?
That is true, and this is the first time I am fully confirming that news. I've teased it a little bit.
Another big head exclusive.
With cryptic Instagram stories. But yeah, I'm going to be moving to Nashville full-time at the end of April to fully kind of dive back into the original music side of things. I will still come back and visit Vegas probably every other month and do like a run of shows or whatever, but I essentially was here for my entire 20s, and I grew a lot from being here, both as a person and definitely as a performer and a musician, but it's just time to turn the page and start a new chapter, and I'm excited to do that.
With your talent and skills and passion that you have, if you're not going to be in Vegas, I'm glad you're going to be in Nashville. That's the place to be.
I have been visiting like every month for the last few months and slowly fallen in love with it. It's a really cool town. It feels a little bit more like my hometown, or almost like a perfect mix of Vegas with my hometown. So I'm really excited to get out there and continue to make connections there and to just pursue the more original side of music.
I'm very happy that you found our girl Andrea over here. You guys complement each other very well. You guys are a good team together. So I'm excited to see your next chapter, and I hope you come back next time you're in
Power
Vegas.
Couple 2025.
Power Couple, hashtag Power Couple.
Hashtag Hey Bubby.
Greyson Bos, everybody. Grayson, thank you so much for coming. I will see you when your next album comes out. The third one comes. I want you to come here and play some exclusive songs.
Absolutely.
Thanks, man.
Appreciate it, buddy.
Greyson Bos, everybody. And we'll be back next week. Check us out on the Hey BigHead Show at heybighead.com, and we'll see you then. Peace.